All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by another live episode of Real Estate Titans. I'm your host, Greg Fowler, traveling throughout the marketplace, interviewing the top real estate professionals in our field, from realtors, lenders, builders, developers, residential or commercial, essentially gathering insight, inspiration, really drives and motivates these top producers above and beyond everybody else in what I'd like to consider a real estate titan. Our very special guest and featured titan for today, Claudine Ellis. Claudine, thanks so much for taking the time. Honor to have you on the show.
Hi, thank you. Where's the cheer? Usually it's like...
Yeah, I know. It's like clap, 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 clap. We'll have to dub that in later. But Claudine, seriously, thank you so much. I know you're super busy. It's an honor to have you on the show all the way from Virginia. I'm just really excited to share your story with the audience, really what drives and motivates you, tactics, tools as a top producer. Again, just in the announcement, but I mean, top producer, national speaker, author, TV personality. I can't wait to share it with everybody. So if you're ready, let's just dive in.
Yeah.
Cool. So first question comes down to it is just telling everybody a little bit about yourself.
It's hard to talk about myself, but I'm a realtor and that's what I love to do. I live in Virginia and I just work. I'm just a person who believes that from the time I wake up to go to sleep, my office hours are eyes open, eyes closed, that kind of thing. I don't stop till the work is done. So my story is that I'm just a regular little girl that just likes to do real estate and I love it. And my whole world revolves around that.
Wow. And that's huge. And it's evident, it speaks volumes for you and obviously for your career and the reputation that you have in your community in the real estate world. I want to dive a little bit deeper into what got you into the business in the first place, Claudine. Like, why real estate? What was your path up until today, where you're at?
Yeah, well, subconsciously, I can tell you that I probably have been in real estate all my life. Okay. The reason why I say that, is because, my parents, when they came to this country, they had bought real estate and then, we had a brownstone. So they lived, at the basement and we lived above. And I kind of subconsciously might have thought that was the way to do things, right? So I never really thought I was going to be a real estate agent. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Wow.
I did know that I wanted to invest and buy rental property based on the teachings that I've had over the years about having residual income and owning land and owning property and assets, right?
Yeah.
So when I first graduated, I was able to get a house without even really having a good job or anything. I just had like a contract and they gave me a house. I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then the realtor that I had was a little older and my grandmother found him. So I had to kind of like go with him anyway. And I was just like, this guy, I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. Is he going to make it through the real estate transaction? So
wow.
I decided I was going to go to school and learn a little bit more because I felt like he wasn't really on board. But notwithstanding, I just felt like I should know more anyway, because I just feel like if people are helping me and they don't seem like they're on board, I'm going to have to learn it anyway. So I might as well. And I was just out of college, so learning wasn't a problem for me. So I went ahead and took the test and got the license, but I still didn't really do any real estate. I was just basically going to buy some houses. So I bought my first rental property. Wow. And then I left the house that he sold me and bought a new house. And I was actually, talking to the real estate agent, and she was like, you seem really good. Maybe you should go into new construction. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. What I had been doing all along was selling new construction, but not doing any of the work, because that's how it goes. You go there, you take your client there, and the agent sitting at the desk does all the, I used to joke about the fact that I never wrote a contract because really they did all the work.
Wow.
And so fast forward, I had decided I was going to get out of the working world and go into business myself. So I did two things. I stayed with my real estate license and I opened a Verizon Wireless, and then real estate was doing kind of better than everything else at the time. Sure. Until the market supposedly crashed, right? And so I went full throttle in real estate, bought some more real estate, bought real estate out of state. I was just doing real estate forever. And the market crashed. So I was like, wow, what do I do now? Because when the market crashes, everybody was like, oh my God, I'm getting out of real estate, whatever. I sold more real estate in the year the market crashed than I did in my whole career prior to that. So that was pretty good.
Unbelievable.
I did a lot of workforce housing. So what really got me into it was I was looking at new homes. As I told you, I liked the new homes thing. And I met this young man. His name was Brandon. Actually, his name is Charles. And he was frustrated. His name is Charles Brandon. He doesn't like the Charles, so he calls himself C. Brandon. But he was frustrated. He was like, look, I can't find, I don't know how, I met him coming out of that property and he looked frustrated. So I kind of like never met a stranger. So I was asking him, hi, how you doing? Looking for a house like those? And he's like, yeah, but I'm frustrated. I can't find anything. I need something pretty quick. And, I guess with the new construction, you have to wait and everything. So this was 2002 or 3, I believe. And I said, well, I can help you. I can help you. Now, mind you, I hadn't really sold a stick of gum. I pretty much bought my own house and that was it. So I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I told him this story too. He was like, wow, because he called me 10 years after to sell the same house. So he,
Love that.
he's like, use me as a guinea pig, but I'm not slow, so I can figure things out. So I took him and we started knocking doors, basically hand in hand, knocking doors. Nobody knew me, so no one's going to take my contract. In that time of year, 2002, 3, 4, 5, the market was jumping. If you didn't have friends, before you could see it on the market, it had 15 offers and yours weren't getting accepted. It just wasn't going to happen.
Wow.
So we decided knock on doors, knock, knock, selling your house? Nope. Knock, knock, selling your house? Nope. Knock, knock, selling your house? Nope. About 5 no's. The 6th no is probably going to be yes, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm selling kind of, or I'm not thinking about selling, but maybe I should, and I'm leaving, I'm deploying this, then the third, whatever. They were saying all kinds of stuff. So eventually, somebody said they want to sell, and we bought it, and that was it.
Wow.
I said, I think I can do this.
I mean, if you look at it that way, there's tons of experience and thought process into it. It's just interesting that, there's people that take chances on us and see different parts of our career, but then you just flourish. And then you said 10 years later, same person comes back, you're still in the business. I mean, because you've been in the business for 15 plus years.
17,
17. So you've seen so many different things and adjustments that way from, peaks and growth of the market to the downturn and then back up again. And now we're in 2019 in almost knocking on 2020's door. So Claudine, where are you at now? I mean, so from that standpoint to, you owning and operating, running your team, what's that look like?
First of all, is it okay that I have on my Queen Claudine glasses?
Heck yeah. It's up to you. Leave them on, take them off. It's up to you.
These are my Queen Claudines, y'all. So,
Love it.
so I did new construction first and I liked it. I did well, but you sell 31 million in real estate sales, you should be making $1 million. And I did. So that told me that I was totally being taken advantage of in my mind.
Okay.
So I decided I was going to do my own thing. But, what I do is I work with different staff and different professionals versus different agents. I did try to have an agent on my team at one point.
Okay.
And it wasn't as pleasant because of a negative thing that she did that caused a negative review. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not ready to put my reputation out there to be damaged and crucified.
Yep.
I can't sleep at night. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I'm not ready. And I was told by a mentor once, if you're ready to expand, you better be ready for the negatives. If you're not ready for the negatives, then you want to stay small, right?
Yeah.
And I do well small. I mean, I don't need but so much. And I basically don't work for money. I work for goals. So as long as I can meet my goals, I'm pretty happy, but I do really well. So if I thought about it, there's a lot of people that make a lot of money, but they're not profitable. Well
said.
And I don't want to make a lot of money and not be profitable. And the way I would make a lot of money and not be profitable is to buffer it with lots more people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be saying, oh yeah, I did 30 million, but you can't pay your bills.
Right.
I hear it all the time.
What did you pocket? Right. It's not what you make.
I hear it all the time. No rental property, no assets, no savings, no simple IRA, no IRA, no nothing. Wow. And you just said all these years you've been making how much? If your expenses are exceeding, the money that you're making, then, because I added up one time how much money I made in real estate over 17 years.
Sure.
And it's close to like $5 million.
Okay. But you think about that over 17 years, there's something missing from that, right? I mean, when you go into it, there's things to grow.
I don't know if it's missing. If you don't have the assets, it's problematic.
Right.
But that's on an average of making $300,000 a year or something like that.
Sure. But you're keeping that, you're bringing that in house. You're not spending that 300,000 to be making X amount just to be on a board, just to say that I'm doing X amount of volume.
Now you do have your expenses, you have to remove, but that's a lot. However, my assets are, about 3 million. So that's not too bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I bought rental property and other businesses and assets that's not too bad when I look at it. The rest, I guess I just spent it and paid the government.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm like,
where that money went? Where did it go?
Where is it? Well, and I think that you bring up a good point, though. There's so many professionals that are watching or listening to this that are literally nodding their heads saying, yes, you're right. And you really got to look at it that way. Maybe not everybody's at that place yet, but the sooner you get there, the better off you are. But I really like the fact that what you said is that you're not chasing the money, you're chasing goals. And I think that I would love to elaborate on that a little bit more with the next question, Claudine, if that's okay. It's the what drives you and motivates you to get you out of bed and excited to do what you do every day to the level you do it at? I mean, what's your why for everybody
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah, and it's true because I talk about in my book, you have to know your why. You know, some people, they want to graduate and go walk across the stage. Other people want to graduate and have all A's and be valedictorian, right? And
Sure.
we're all in the same class, right? We have different whys.
Yeah.
Some people, it's your home, your upbringing, that family says, look, we're winners here. We have to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't born to fail. I'm a unicorn. And my main why is that I have to pay my bills. I have to meet goals that I said I wanted to do. I have a family and I have a future. And really and truly, my great grandkids are depending on me. So if I'm trying to build a legacy and I don't understand what my purpose is, not just to live and die, it's to live and give back and to set the stage for my legacy coming behind me. You know, work is overrated. So I want to be the person that says, you know, whenever my family is born next, the next group of them, that they don't really have to work. They can just take my money and manage it. And that's it. Nobody in England is working. You don't see the Queen getting up every day, getting out of bed and going on going in a car to a job. She's just enjoying charity and just giving back and taking over the fruit. That money is so old and so long. And then when the Queen gets in there, you know, what's her name, just got married, Meghan Markle. You think she's working every day? No.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So a lot of that is overrated work. And I think that you should do your life's work, not your work. One of the things about me is that real estate is not work for me. It's actually fun and I enjoy it. And it's actually an extension of me. So we're on real estate at all times. When you wake up, you're on real estate. When you go to sleep, you're on real estate. When you travel, real estate is everywhere. I mean, we all live indoors, right? Yep. So 99.9% of us, unless you're a bum, lives indoors your whole life, period. Yep. End of story. You go to a business, that's real estate. You go to a hospital, it doesn't matter. Even if you get bums and they go to a shelter, it's real estate.
That's right.
Real estate, you cannot escape it. You just can't, like air. So I'm like this. This is part of what we have to have. This is no American dream. This is American need. So they make it hard for people to think that it's something to attain. But I don't know why, because you must live indoors. I mean, I don't understand. It's why people are so caught up with it. Now, the funny part about it is that when I'm out and about and I'm doing real estate, or I feel like I'm doing real estate, I don't feel like I'm at work. I enjoy getting up every day. So I get up with my eternal clock. Real estate affords me to live the lifestyle that I want. No one tells me where to go, what to do, how to do it. The more I work, the more money I make. The less I work, the less money I make. I want to go on vacation, I go on vacation. I don't have to punch a clock. My kids are sick, I got to run to school. I don't have anything to worry about. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. And because I'm so bossy and I'm so in charge of myself and I can't stand for people to tell me what to do, this is it. This is the only profession that I feel I have full control. And the only real bosses that I have are my clients, because I care about only their opinion. Everybody else, those opinions don't make deposits.
Wow.
My clients' opinions make deposits. So I have to be very careful, because one bad review can mess me up.
So true.
So I have to care about that. So I love what I do. I take it very seriously. I take my clients very seriously. It's not easy. It's not always glamorous and glorious as they see it on Facebook when I'm out here smiling and selling houses, but there's no need to show the negative, because the premium on this job and the pay that we get, the reward, is way and far greater than anything else.
Well said. Truly. I mean, I look at it that way, and there's so much to take away from that. So if everybody's watching or listening to this, I mean, they can really feel the passion that's coming out of you, obviously, about what you do. And it's inside of you every day, every moment going through, but you're focusing on, you know, supporting your legacy and your family. And there's nothing greater than that, really focusing on the communities that you service and your clients that you care for. I mean, there's so much passion out of there, Claudine. And again, to me, that's really what drives the top producers. You're a top producer, Titan, as far as I'm concerned. There's so much drive and determination, but then passion. And you can't fake passion. You either love it or you don't. You either want to be there or you don't. And obviously, through and through, if you guys aren't feeling this and really seeing this, then you need to pause it, rewind it, because that is really awesome. You know, I'm getting energized just listening.
Well, you know, if you chase the passion, you're gonna be rich. There are teachers that make way more than $30,000. You always hear, oh, teachers don't make a lot of money. Yes, a person who is passionate about what they do and understand how to use the passion, because you can be passionate about something and don't know how to use it. It's like faith without works is dead. You got the passion, you got the skill, but you don't go out there and do the work. So it's not just having it, you got to know how to put it forth. And that's the thing. You have to birth it out of yourself and get other people to see it and believe it. It's like a product. If you're going to sell it and you don't know how to sell your product, then it doesn't matter how much passion you have and how I have people that know how to cook and sing and do everything else, but it's over here in the corner, bottled up. They never got it out. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can have it and no one ever sees it. And so I'm willing to share it, show it, and give back. And that's why I have a nonprofit to help single parents, because I felt like I can't just keep doing this without something else. There's something greater and bigger in me that when I become successful, what does that really mean? Do I just hold on and keep everything to myself? Or do I go back and give back to the universe or the people in the community or somebody? Because I feel so grateful that I was chosen by this industry. It chose me. I don't know if I chose it so much. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to serve. And that's what I do. I provide shelter in the shelter industry and serve the community by making sure people have homes. And that's what I do.
Claudine, I love this. This is an amazing start to what's going on. I want to shift gears into the next question, because I think that everybody's really in anticipation to learn from you even more than they have right now. This next question is actually a crowd pleaser for the subscribers and the viewers and listeners of this particular series. They want to know what the Titans are doing or have done to grow and scale their business. So if you could look back at your business thus far and pick or choose one or two things that you added to your business that took it from one level to the next, what's that look like for you, Claudine?
Well, the good thing is I'm actually writing a book about how I made millions in real estate. So that's part of it. So I'll share that freebie for you guys and what I thought. I had been doing real estate all wrong. Just everything was wrong from the day I started, the day I went into new construction, until I switched over and I joined Keller Williams, and I went and read the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
Okay.
And so I even took that book to another level, because that's not all the way right either, but it has a lot of principles of what I'm thinking that everybody should know before you get into real estate. Sure. So before you get into real estate, you should treat real estate, and this is a chapter in my book, think like a restaurant, act like a realtor.
Wow. Okay.
That's a chapter.
You mind sharing a little bit of that? A little teaser? Okay,
so
cool.
when you open a restaurant, there are things you have to have. Even if you were dumb and slow and didn't know anything, you know you have to have a location.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to have a waiter, I hope.
Sure.
You better have chairs and tables, correct?
Yeah.
Forks, knives, a chef, some food. That's the basics, correct?
For sure.
Somebody's got to do the receipts, so you got to have an accountant. Nobody could just willy-nilly. You got to have an operating system. You got to have a cash register, whatever. Yeah, that's what you have to have. I mean, you have to have that. Not only do you have to have all that to open the restaurant door, but you'd better darn have a contingency plan with some money saved and, reserves, correct?
Right.
Because if you're a restaurant, overhead for any place, even if you're in the middle of the hood, is $15,000 a month for a very small restaurant with 4 staff people, a cook, and just the equipment alone that you have to run, light, gas, phone, window washing, water bill. Right?
Yeah.
So here's real estate. You go to school for 3 weeks, bang, now you're gonna make millions. Really? Is that what they tell you? Because that's what they tell you. That's what they tell you.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna open up a real estate testing site because I'm gonna make a heck of a lot of money with those failures. I love it. I'm thinking for every pop that they fail, I could really win here.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be successful after 3 weeks. Take a course, pass a test, boom, millions. Right?
Wrong, really.
No.
Yeah.
No. You need to have a business plan. You need to budget accordingly to save your money. You need to understand the first 45 days you're not going to close. You need to have a pipeline. You need to advertise and tell everybody who you are. You need to go out here and get your admin squared away. Get at least an assistant, even if it's virtual, but you got to have somebody to help you answer the phone. What kind of business are you? It can't even answer the phone. I mean,
right.
Why are we handling the transaction? So I learned what helped me in my business is that I learned what my job was.
Interesting.
As a realtor, not realtor, because that's my pet peeve.
Yeah.
As a realtor.
I say realtor as well. So yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
My job is not paperwork. It's bringing in new business.
Right.
However, you have to do that. That means meeting people, advertising, going out in the community, doing whatever you got to do, making yourself known. Half the realtors we know are 007 secret, and nobody knows them. I do classes. I go, raise your hand. Who's the top realtor? And I said, raise your hand and tell me if you know who the top realtor is in your area. Oh, yeah. They throw out everybody else's name. I'm like, why isn't it you?
Where's your name?
Nobody knows you. 007, secret agent.
A ninja agent. Really? Seriously. It's crazy.
Nobody knows you. Why? You can spend $1 on advertising. So McDonald's is one of the biggest companies in the world.
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's, Coke, Disney. What does McDonald's do every day? They spend millions per day in markets all over the world to talk about the arches in a burger that we all eat and know about.
Right.
Full of plastic, by the way. But anyway.
Sure.
We're all dying at McDonald's, but yes.
Wildly successful, full of plastic food, but yeah.
Hey, doesn't decay. I mean, you can't light the thing alive. It doesn't just sit in the car for like 6 months and it's still in the same form. But anyway.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the reason why they do that is because they have to stay in front of their clients. So I learned that I was a business and not an individual. And when I got that, it really changed my world. I hired an admin, I hired a marketing person, I just hired a whole team of different people.
Right.
And once I did that, my business was doing good anyway, but it was hard for me. Sure. I was struggling. I was babysitting transactions. I got it. I took it in. I did the paperwork. I typed it up. I put the client. I put it in. I called the client. It was all over the place. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do it. I was overwhelmed with it.
Wow.
And if you do that long enough, you're going to get what they call burnout because you're not happy, right? Once you get help and you get a team of people together that can help you be great, your business grows because you're leveraging, and then they have a job, and then you're able to sit back and enjoy by leveraging and delegating more than just running around like a crazy person trying to do it all.
I think that's extremely insightful. And when you look at it, because the audience who's going through this saying, yeah, that makes a ton of sense if they're not already there. But I guess from your perspective and advice to anybody who's watching or listening to this, when is it the right time, or when do you think there's that time where you need to start shifting that way? Because when you're starting out, there's a little bit of fear. When do I start? Do I have the budget?
You should never start. Okay, so do you start the restaurant and then you buy the food later? Or you start the restaurant with the food but no chairs and tables? When do you start getting the chairs and tables? Sure. When do you hire the cook? The day you open, you have to have the location, the chairs and tables. Yeah. Everything needs to start from a true business starts all together the right way. Wow. And you only can start the right way when you have the capital to do so. Sure. So why would you start the business without having at least a year's worth of your bills and a year's worth of what you may need to run the business, which is the admin salary, the marketing person's salary, your database money, all those things. Because believe it or not, when you start out correctly, within 3 months, you're going to see a return on your investment. If not, you have the wrong team.
Sure.
I say save 3 months of the admin money. You're going to know if you're going to be in love with her more than a week. After 2 weeks, if they don't come to work, and next. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to wait 3 months. Just save 3 months, but you don't have to wait, because that admin should make you money within the first 3 months. And it is true.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But if you don't have those things to start the business, why would you do it? There's no wait. It should have started out day one. And men, I know this is chauvinistic, but men don't have to worry about it because they don't get anything. They're not as organized as women. They're not nurturers. They're not going to babysit the transaction like we do. They immediately hire people. I see it every day when I see a guy going to real estate. Wow. He gets help.
Okay.
Automatically. Women, we're babysitting the whole thing. We're pushing it in the stroller. We're changing the diapers. We're doing all the stuff. We're like, wait a minute. Why don't you have a transaction coordinator? Why don't you have a person that does, putting out your signs? Why don't you? It's so simple. People do it for pennies on a dollar. That's the funny part. And it's per deal. So it's not like you're paying them. I like those people because they work when I work, and they're going to hustle with me because I'm a hustler. And if you're sitting by the desk talking to your friends on Facebook and your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family member, and your kids, you're not getting anything done. That's salary.
Yeah.
But if you get per transaction people, they're working for the money.
That's so true. And when you're breaking it down that way, Claudine, it seems like a silly question for anybody to ask. So again, I'm so glad that you're giving that advice because it's extremely important. Hopefully everybody's, taking notes and pause this, rewind this, listen to Claudine again. And Claudine, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but I mean, she is a wealth of knowledge. So if you got any questions, reach out. I mean, she might not be able to get to everybody right away or anything like that, but I'm just telling you that this is a beautiful, amazing resource and a perfect example of what a true real estate professional should be doing. I mean, we could talk on and on and on about different advisory portions. So I want to leave it at that, kind of going through, not giving away all the secrets that way, but Claudine, that was amazing. Truly, truly awesome info.
Well, thank you. In my book, I got the secret sauce.
So with the book, and I would love to jump into that too. So you just for the audience out here, and we'll definitely give more information as time goes on. But Claudine, you have a book coming out, and you have a book tour. Would you mind talking about that just a little bit?
Yeah, I just wrote a book because every day I'm getting inbox. Claudine, I want to go into real estate. I want to go into real estate. And so I'm opening the school. I'm opening a school of real estate, and I'm actually writing a book. I wrote the book. I'm just waiting for the cover to be finished.
Okay.
And I'm so excited because the foreword to the book is written by the Robert Kiyosaki team, John Burley. So that to me was huge. I think
incredible.
I sent you the foreword, I believe.
Yes, you
so
did.
I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
That is a big deal. Anybody who doesn't know that realm and that world, I mean, you're in the wrong space. Get out of the rock that you're underneath, because that's a big deal, Claudine.
Yes. I'm very, very flattered that John would actually do that. He's mentored me and he's helped me. And he, I'm honored to call him my mentor. And I've only met him about 4 times, but he has mentored me pretty much through a lot of things. I went to his boot camp in Phoenix, and I flew to Phoenix actually and had lunch with him. I think it was last year or whenever, or year before. And so we've kept in touch, and everything that he does, or what I was learning through the Kiyosaki team, was helping me develop the just the confidence to go out and buy things and get residual income so that I can retire out of real estate. Because I never am going to probably retire, but I don't have to work hard or hustle hard, because I'll be able to leverage and reap the benefits of all the sowing I did when I purchased real estate properties. And if you are in real estate and you don't own the very thing that you sell, shame on you. It's at our fingertips. And did you know that 60% of realtors don't own property?
That's crazy.
And over 75% don't own rental property? It's
sad.
right there. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
So the last deal is what? Their last dollar.
Yeah, true. Well said. I mean, you always have to look at your income streams. And I think the average, millionaire in the United States has at least 7. When it comes to it, real estate's one segment. I mean, there has to be diversity in what you're doing. And that's sound advice for everybody out there. There's so many professionals that I feel that they know that, but they don't do what they need to do. So please listen to Claudine. Listen to Claudine.
Here's a tip. There is a book called One Thing. So when you say diversity, I want to make sure that we're very clear.
Yes.
Real estate agents don't even understand the type of diversity that they can have. Warren Buffett will tell you, if you like it and you do stock, stick with it. Don't do 10 different things, right?
Sure.
So One Thing talks about one thing. You don't see Michael Jordan doing anything but basketball. You don't see Michael Jackson doing singing. You don't see Serena doing anything but, playing tennis. Why? Because they're focused on the one thing. Real estate is very unique, and I'm going to tell you why. You can put all your eggs in one basket. I should write that as my next book, Put All Your Eggs in One Basket.
Wow.
The basket I'm talking about is, in real estate, you can do commercial, luxury, rentals, right? Sure. You can open a school, which is what I'm doing, my other stream. Why? You've been in real estate. You know the stuff. You took principles. You did doing it for 10 years. Why don't you open a school?
Right.
That's one. You can write a book. You can have collateral. That's another stream. You can do podcasts. You can do speeches. You can do coaching, training. There's a multitude, a myriad of things that you can do and keep it in the real estate basket, because I can't, it bothers me when I see a real estate agent selling $5 jewelry, or nothing's wrong with that. Right. I got an agent that went online in one of the groups and said, I'm going into another business. I think she said cleaning or something. And she wanted to know if she should brand it on her truck. She should brand the cleaning bit. Why wouldn't she brand the real estate on her truck? The reason why she's going into that business, because she's failing at real estate and she wants to try to find clients. So she's trying to, you should be branding the real estate and stop confusing the audience, and then tell them as an add-on. You could be into photography. You can even do baskets for closings. These are all real estate related. There's so many different things that support real estate that you could do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of real estate agents go to, go sell chicken, or I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, you have a license worth so much money and you're doing everything outside of that. So in my retirement, as you said, millionaires have several streams of income. And one of mine, of course, is my real estate. My school, I do classroom school. I'm going to do online school. That's what I'm opening up a school for. And then I'm going to do my book. And then, of course, I have my rental properties. And I'm trying to get my collateral. I love these glasses. I love them. I'd like to make some real estate glasses out of them. But anyway, so I can see clearly now. But so I'm still working on, I also have my my retirement pay that I've been saving from ever, and I finally consult. So those are still some streams. I don't have 7 yet, but I'm working on it.
Sure.
And I'm going to be comfortable because they're all bringing in a good source. And so, we just don't understand that we can't confuse our audience. When you get old and retire, you can go buy food trucks and things like that, which I'm investing in, and I can invest in other people's business. I'm trying to be Mark Cuban,
Yeah,
I'm
heck
Shark
yeah.
Tanking it. But honestly, I wouldn't want to be loud about that type of investment. That's a silent investment.
Sure.
But if you're promoting your jewelry or your shoes or whatever you're doing, and like, what does that have to do with real estate? Now the audience is confused because they don't see you serious about your real estate business, right?
Right.
She's the chick that sells shoes, not the chick that sells real estate. You want to be known for anybody who wants real estate, they're going to call you.
Love it.
There's some real estate agents that do makeup.
I think you hit it right on the head. And I think everybody who's watching or listening really understands what you're talking about, is having the diversification inside the realm of real estate. And I think that's brilliant advice. And again, I mean, we could go on and on and on, Claudine. I mean, this is just chock full of amazing information. I want to keep moving forward with everybody out there and going on to the next one, but this has been amazing. Again, pause it, rewind it, contact Claudine, DM, it's all there. I'll have all of her links in the comments down below. But Claudine, I want to shift gears on this, and I really want to share with everybody this particular question. It's the tricky part of this interview and series. It's the challenge question. Now, at the end of the day, I always lead into it with, we all have challenges in our lives, personal or professional. No one's exempt, whether it's in the past, in the present, or in the future. We're all going to have hard times, personally, professionally. If you wouldn't mind sharing a challenge or two that you dealt with, that you overcame, or you learned from, that became stronger because of it, what's that look like for you?
There's a couple of challenges that we all face, but I can tell you about two challenges. One recently was I broke my foot, and I still was able to work with broken foot because I wasn't going to not allow myself to, because nothing stops me. I feel like we make excuses. You're either going to get it done or you're going to make an excuse. That's just how I live. So that was a challenge for me because I had to figure out how to do real estate with one foot.
Sure.
And so I made it work. It was hard, and you have to go out and take the boot off, the boot on, and try not to let the clients see it, because then they feel like nobody on Facebook knew. I told no one, because you tell that to somebody online, you're done, because they're gonna be like, oh, she broke her foot, she can't do it, let me call someone else.
Right.
I showed up with the crutches and the boot, and I did it. So that was a challenge for me. The other challenge is relationships. When I first was doing real estate and I did new construction, it was easy. It was like a job, 11 to 6, whatever,
Sure.
But when you're on your own and you're a business owner, it is not 11 to 6. You don't get days off and vacations. You have to really sit back and tell and share with your family what the purpose is of why you're working. We have a thing called BOLD laws. It's like, you like living life by design, right?
Okay.
And so the BOLD laws basically give you an oath or maybe a promise to your family. And it's basically something like, hey, I just want you to know this is what I got to do in order for us to get here. And I want you to understand it. Therefore, don't ask me to do this, and this. Because in order for me to be an excellent real estate agent, I'm going to have to be a bad mom or an okay mom, an okay wife, an okay friend. Wow. Because I can't focus on those things and take, Johnny to school and push him in the stroller and go to the zoo and wash clothes, iron, and feed everybody and do all that stuff while I'm trying to be excellent at this, because this is going to get us there. And that was a conversation I had to have, because some people, grown men, grown kids, don't get that this is so important that you need to be a part of it and stop acting like you are separate from it. So here's what I hear from a lot of real estate professionals and a lot of people in business is that, my family comes first. Thank you for sharing. Good luck with that. Your family's going to be last if you don't make money to feed them.
Wow.
So family might be first, but there were times where if I had a sick child, I had to give them some Tylenol, make it to the closing, and then get to the emergency room. That's just a fact. They're not dead. Now, if their arm's hanging off with blood hanging out of it, we all know that that's an emergency.
Different story.
But if the kid said, my stomach hurts, you stay home the whole day, you forget about all your clients, you drop everything. You got to understand something. If you can't do it, get a village. No one's dead. Everybody's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I broke my foot, went to my appointment, and then I went to the hospital to get the cast on.
Wow.
I had an appointment. And the appointment was important. It was with children. I was meant to speak in front of a school. I couldn't walk. I had to crawl up the steps. It was broken.
Yeah.
To crawl up the steps. I got into the class. I said, look, my foot is broken. I know I broke it. I can't get to the emergency right now because I broke it right across the street. So instead of me going to the hospital and coming back, I knew I had to do this. I might as well walk over here, crawl over here. They looked like, oh my God, this woman, I just need to sit down. I can't stand up. It is broken. And then I had to hop on one foot to the car to get in, to go home. And it was very painful to drive. to the
Oh boy.
hospital.
But
These
you
are the
made it
things you do.
happen though, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
still made it.
everybody else would have said they couldn't do it. They would call, hey, I broke my foot. I hope you can understand. Have a nice day.
Wow.
I am never going to not be where I'm supposed to be when I commit to it. And that's a big thing. Most people are failing on the other side of commitment, consistency, and integrity. They're failing on the other side of that. If you're not consistent, you don't have integrity, which is a lot of problems that we have these days, and you're not committed, those three things are just going to wipe you out. You're just done.
Wow. I mean, that's huge life lessons and learning all the way through what you've been through, but then also to reverberate everything out to everybody else is there's so many excuses that we can throw. And I get it. Family is important and that sort of thing, but you have to judge every situation. You know, you really have to look out for the greater good and not just short term and midterm, but also long term. And those are very personal decisions. And some people just won't. But there's a top 1%, there's a top 5%, there's a top 10%, there's everybody else too. So
we're not all unicorns. We're not all unicorns.
Well
and you know
said.
What the other thing is, everybody doesn't have the same goals. Like you might want a Bugatti. I might want an airplane. I mean, I'm going to work like a crazy person to get $1 million airplane, but your Bugatti is only 450,000. I mean, we got a whole different mindset of what we want. I talked to a guy recently. He's like, hey, all I want when I came to this country was a house and a Mercedes. I'm like, you got 2 liabilities. What? Right. Yeah, 2 liabilities. What? You're paying for every day. You're paying for your house and your Mercedes. If the house and the Mercedes was paying you, now you got an asset. Assets create money. Liabilities don't. Now, if you bought a rental property and you're getting that to pay off your house, we might can talk, you know. Right. So I had to explain that to him. So he's just happy with his $50,000, $60,000 check, and he got his Mercedes in his house, and he's good. I can't touch that. That's his mindset. Yeah. You know, he's not going to have anything when he gets older, because even with 60, it's hard to live on it anywhere. We're in Virginia, you know. Yeah, so you're just pushing the envelope every day, hoping and praying that you can get past your bills. And a person like that is going to have a lot of debt, and that's what we have. But we got bankruptcy.
Right. So,
I mean, we can do that.
There's so much into that, Claudine. And again, I mean, the ultimate takeaway from me, and hopefully the audience is getting this as well, is just really look at your life, look at your balance the best you can, and figure out your goals and do what's necessary to get that done. And again, not necessarily caring what others think. Everybody's different. And if we were all the same, it would be boring. So
that's perfect.
Just don't even let it happen there. And again, I want to thank you for sharing that, because it's not easy to talk about challenge, struggle, things along those lines, but we all have them. We all deal with them. I want to go to the next question, which really shifts gears a little bit, goes a lot softer. It's actually my favorite question of the particular series. It's the travel back in time question, Claudine. So if you could go back in time and give your younger self a piece of advice or two at any age range, any time frame, what would you say to your younger self?
Well, there's a couple of things I would say, but it wasn't going to happen. I would have loved to have had a mentor, but when I was coming up in real estate, nobody was mentoring. Okay.
Interesting. Wow.
I would have definitely, that's my biggest suggestion. My other suggestion was, because my kids are young and innovative and they don't work for anybody and all that good stuff, no job policy, I would have probably opened my own brokerage.
Wow.
You know, I would have been like, because when you first start, you can't be a broker. You got to have 3 years in. Right. You know what I mean? So I probably would have done my own thing, and I could have just, you know, just been my own company. And I'm smart enough to have been able to do it. It's not like I was slow. I know business acumen in my mind. I've been working since I was 14, so I kind of think I could do that, but I never did. So there's nothing wrong with not owning, as long as you own your own entity and you under the umbrella of someone else. Sure. But I just feel like I would have done so much more than to spend a lot of time working as a, you know, new construction agent or something like that. Nothing wrong with it. It was a great experience. I loved it. But I feel like I could have done well for myself by now, or much more for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I love those responses into it, and there's a continuance with the Titans throughout the series is looking at it from that perspective. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, you know what, I wish I would have waited a little bit longer. Most of the time it's, I wish I would have done this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And that's kind of the typical thought process, especially with top tier real estate professionals. But again, there's different paths, and we're not saying that you would ever adjust anything that you did in your past, because what you did, as you said, you learned and grow from, and you became who you are because of it. So, but it is interesting, because if anybody it's out there and teetering on the fence to do your own thing or to open up your own thing, I mean, look, listen to Claudine. She would go back. Maybe she would change a few things. just take some of this advice and go through it, because it's great, not just for myself, but everybody who's watching and listening.
Mm.
And I think that's great stuff for sure, Claudine. So
yeah, and I don't regret. I just think that I probably would have been better if I had done it. But I feel like you said, everything is good. You do what you do to get where you go. And when you get there, you get a long way. I don't think I made any mistakes. I don't think they were mistakes. I just felt like they were different choices.
Okay. I love that. I think that's so true into it. And this will segue beautifully into the next portion of this. And I really, really enjoy this particular question. This is a crowd pleaser for the audience, because everybody wants to learn and grow like the Titans have and continue to. So this is the feeding of the mind question. And I always lead into it with books you're reading or have read, podcasts you're listening to, influencers and social media coaches. Claudine, how are you feeding your mind?
Well, I usually get up every day and I actually read real estate stuff, dealing with anything that's happening in the market. Okay. Definitely about mortgages. I think I read more about mortgages than I do about anything else.
Interesting.
Because nobody really needs a real estate agent. Let's be real.
Don't say that. No, don't say that.
They don't need, but they need a mortgage. You must have a mortgage. I see what you're unless saying. You're buying cash. Yes. Okay. You don't need. A real estate agent is perfect. It's wonderful. It's great to have a real estate agent.
Agreed.
But let's say you went out and did it on your own, right? You've seen it.
Sure.
Not that it was great.
Right.
You don't need it. Yep. But you don't have one, it might cost you a lot of money.
Yes, agreed.
But you need a mortgage if you're not buying cash, right?
Okay.
So I'm learning about different mortgage things because I need to tell my clients when they come to me, oh, you're VA? Oh, you're buying you're a veteran? Okay, well, maybe you can use a VA loan. And then, oh, now there's a cap removal. So January 1, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, and by the way, if you have 2 VA loans, you can still have a third. I didn't know that. I was told I couldn't. Or how about this? Maybe we need to refinance your old houses and take those VA out, but you get that one-time use and maybe you can get your eligibility. There's things I need to know. There's FHA situations I need to know about. Maybe you want to do a 203K, rebuild a house instead of finding something you can't afford that, but we can find your raggedy house here and we can rehab it. There's so many different things that mortgages are basically the crux of our business. And when the interest rates are high or the government changes rules or lending practices change, that affects what we do.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I read the trends on how many days on market, how many things are, how much inventory we have. Those are things that interest me.
Yeah.
So I can see what's going on. Now I'm what they call, I don't know what they call it, something proof, like recession proof.
Okay.
So whether I sell real estate or not, I'm still going to get residual income from my business, from my profit share, from my rental properties, all of that. Other people, guess what? Last deal, last dollar. That's a horrible feeling to have.
So bad.
Right? Yeah. If you don't set your life up residual. So Leap is a book that I read years ago. It's LEAP.
Okay.
And the author of that book is Mike, I think it's Stigliano, whatever. That's his name. And he, this book, you can't really get it. I think you can get it on like an eBay or something, but the book was designed for financial planners.
Wow.
And that's a really good book. And it talks about, everything from retirement to life insurance and those sort of things. Miracle Morning is another one. Everybody's heard of Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Yeah, that's a good book. I read these things over and over. And then, of course, I have my own book, which is Removing the Fear of Investing in Real Estate. And everybody knows I love John Maxwell. Every book, it doesn't matter how successful people lead. I mean, you name it, I'm that. And of course, Napoleon Hill, who's also under the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They really follow Napoleon Hill a lot. And Think and Grow Rich is really great. So I'm a money manager. So everything I read is usually around money.
Okay.
Almost everything that I read is probably around money. And so I've shifted a little bit now into health, because the two things you don't learn in school are money and health. That's why we eat plastic food, because we're told it'll filter through. Not true. That's what's causing cancer. But anyway, so I'm learning to read things about health. I don't read books per se, but I do follow people like Dr. Sabi, and I'm learning to eat plant-based food. I'm a gorilla now, so I'm going to eat like a gorilla. Just leaves
love it.
And water. And you can live on that. And you can be healthy, because a gorilla is healthy.
Right.
One of my chapters is going to be gorilla eating. So we'll talk about that. If you grow your food, you're getting good food. And we don't grow our food. And we all have gardens. We all have backyards. We all have porches. We can put our food in a pot.
Right.
And all we got to do is grow it and eat it. And if we did that, we wouldn't have pesticide, health problems, cancer. We just eat our berries and antioxidants and our nuts and our
Hmm.
gorilla food. I call it gorilla food because gorillas
Love it.
eat leaves, right?
Yeah.
They eat live foods, and we eat dead animals, right?
Unreal.
So I'm not against anyone's style of doing
Sure.
anything,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm educating myself on eating more plant-based items
Hmm.
and not eating so much processed food and, carbs and GMOs and glutens. And I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm like, what is all this? These acronyms.
What is
I didn't know
that?
I was eating this. What's a GMO?
Oh,
What do you mean
wow.
genetically? What? So that's why the chicken leg is so bad. So I don't eat
Crazy.
chicken really. I'm not against anything. I grew up as a
Sure.
pescatarian, but that's
Hmm.
because my father ate a lot of fish. But I'm not against anything. I just
Right.
don't indulge. And I don't drink. I
Hmm.
don't smoke. Never
Okay.
have.
Wow.
I mean, I might if I can get one of those dispensaries. Just kidding. Just kidding.
That's right. Hey, Colorado is
Hey,
there. I think there's Washington and
listen.
California too, but
Look, if you don't smoke it, it's the best person to have the job. You're not gonna eat up all your crap. You know
that's
what
right. That's so
You're not
great.
gonna eat your business iPhone. But yeah,
Yeah.
so those are the type of things I like to think health and mental, keeping all the mind, body, and soul. Last chapter in my book talks about health. You can do all the real estate in the world, but if you're not healthy, so you need to look at your health. We only have one body. And, we got a lot of excuses. Oh, my grandmother did that too. She lived to 104 years old. Your grandma didn't do that because they didn't have GMOs and gluten and McDonald's that was feeding them plastic. They actually had real meat at one time. Now it's all fillers. So your grandmother, she got lucky.
That's right. That's
We're all on medication. We're like the Food and Drug Administration got us all on
man.
everything from high blood pressure pills to heart attack stuff to, we got all these ailments, and it's only because of what? The gut health, the food you eat.
Wow.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit.
We did.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And the lack of knowledge or information on this that's not out there is crazy to me. And who are the people that you follow again that you were saying that you're kind of learning from on these topics?
Dr. Sabi is
Okay.
a person lives in Honduras, or did. He died.
Okay.
And he basically talks about eating things like sea moss and non-hybrid foods. Like, when you had a grape and it had no seed in it, not good. Man-made.
Wait a
Grapes
minute.
have seeds, I'm like, watermelon with seeds? I don't want no seeds. You want the seeds.
Oh man,
Claudine, without seeds.
I mean, this is a plethora of information going through. I mean, from books to influencers, things like that. And again, having that balance into what you're feeding your mind, but then also your body and your soul, I think is a beautiful representation. Just as always, everybody, I'm going to have links in the comments down below so that you can feed your mind and learn and grow the same way, or at least try to, the same way that Claudine's doing. So Claudine, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. I mean, this has been chock full of amazing, compelling information, huge takeaways for entrepreneurs, for real estate professionals all around. I want to wrap everything up with a final question. And this one ends up being the quote or mantra that you live by that sums you up as a person, a professional. What's that look like for Claudine Ellis?
Well, I do live by a high level of integrity. I believe that I want to sleep well at night. And so everything I do it with the mindset that I want to sleep well. I want to do the right thing at all times. It's never, ever the wrong time to do the right thing.
Wow.
So I always want to live by that. And I live in frustration because 99% of people don't do what they say. They just don't. Yeah. They'll say anything and they don't show up on time. They don't put in their all. They don't work extremely hard. They want things and don't want to put, I'm like, don't be mad at the stuff you didn't get for the work you didn't do, We're blamers. We are, we don't take accountability. We just don't do that. We make excuses.
Right.
I did write in my book about that. I didn't get paid one time and I was told that, these are nice people and this, that, and the third. No, that's not how it goes. You need to go back to the people who didn't pay me and you need to keep them accountable. I shouldn't be shamed as the victim when I'm the one that didn't get paid. How does that work? I should be the one you should be sympathizing with, but I'm told I have to give people the benefit of the doubt and not be angry because of what I earned, I did not get. That type of thing. And you talk about challenges. Those are some of the challenges I should have talked about, really, that, I'm told that I should do this and I should do that and I should act a certain way. I'm no puppet. I don't do that. I'm a free person. I speak freely. I live in America and I can do exactly what I want, how I want it, when I want it, because I have a right to do it and no one silences me. It's one of those things that's hard to be me because I'm going to say it like it is and do it like it is, regardless of the opinions of other flawed people.
Claudine,
So,
I think that the way that you mentioned that is so amazing. And when it comes down to the trailblazers, the mavericks, the outliers, those individuals, yourself included, they're the ones who are making the big difference in this world. Really being an original and not caring to what others are saying, or listening to other flawed individuals, as you put it. I
exactly.
think that that is an amazing example for more people out there, not just real estate professionals, but everybody out
Mhm.
there who's watching or listening. Please follow that example. This world would be a much better, more interesting place, in my opinion. So I thought that was
Well,
great.
we're just always trying to worry about what other people are doing. And I think we need to focus about what we want to do. If we have more
Mm,
confidence in ourselves, it's called self-esteem, meaning it belongs to self, not others.
yeah.
So why are your self-esteem being damaged about what someone says? And people say a lot of things. They talked about Jesus. Remember, he was supposed to be like perfect, right? So if they're going to talk about Jesus, the Almighty, then they can talk about you. Oh my God. Well, so what? The world hasn't ended. Someone talked about you.
Mm.
Wake up. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names should never harm you.
Yes.
This is like kindergarten, guys. Don't worry about what other people say. They're going to talk. And
Yeah,
eventually the story goes away. You
for
see some
sure.
in the news and everybody's talking about it. What happens a year later? You don't even hear about it.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
that serious,
True.
right?
True.
Actually, some publicity, whether good or bad, is not so bad.
I
You know?
agree. And to that point too, I mean, if people aren't talking about you, and especially on the negative side, throwing shade, you're probably not doing it right. Because there's going to be people that are always going to hate, that are going to be jealous and
Always.
envious. And if you're not upsetting certain people, then you don't have your own opinion. And
Hmm.
I think that that's not to try to be in a nasty or a negative sense, but
Right.
you need to try to do what's right for you and your family and your future and your culture and your atmosphere. Some people are going to like it and some people won't. And that's
Yeah,
okay.
no, nobody wants realness. And when I'm in my book, it's pretty raw and real. Nobody likes
I,
that.
I can't wait. I can't wait for
Yeah,
this book.
they don't like it. They don't want the real. They want the fake. I can't be fake. I've tried to practice it, didn't work out so well. I just can't do it. After a while, I'm going to come back to my natural self, right?
Oh,
So I always tell
Claudine.
people, you're going to get it from me real. If you don't want 100%, then guess what? You're not my tribe. We're
Right.
going to move on to the left.
Get somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one for you. We're not all designed. You can have 12 peaches, 12 people, best peaches in the world, and someone doesn't like peaches, someone doesn't like the color. It ain't sweet enough. It's something. So it doesn't matter. You can't please all the people all the time. And I'll leave you with this. If you
Yes.
want real freedom, stop worrying about what other people think. It's a freeing feeling.
You heard it, everybody. I mean, Claudine, this is amazing. I cannot thank you enough for being on the show. It was an honor. It was an absolute blast. You're an official
Thank
real
you.
estate titan. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, thanks so much for your time and attention, your love and support. As always, if you like what we're doing here at the Real Estate Titans, please don't forget to throw a like on the Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and have a listen on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcast. Live every Tuesday and Friday afternoon, a different Titan, a different location. We'll catch everybody on the next live episode of Real Estate Titans. Take care.
Bye.